Trae. Come on, it's the day with Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peace that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Oh, Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I get to welcome you to a wonder-filled Wednesday. Really excited for my guest who's in the building. We got Davida Ingram in the building, an amazing reparations leader who's here to tell us about a phenomenal event that's happening tomorrow that I will be able to host. So I'm really looking forward to having her here and to diving in a little bit deeper about that work happening here with SARC. Well, I'm also happy because y'all are joining. Y'all know this is the top of the show. So right now is the best time to share the show with others who you feel could benefit from our daily dose of dopeness. And if you can't watch us, you can always listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network in the Day with Trae. You'll find us there. Well, I've been talking a lot about my past weekend because this week is all about summing up the amazing Summer of Soul series. And of course, I get to commemorate this weekend coming up because my son is going to be in the Wiz. So y'all have heard me talk about that. Get your tickets, seattlesymphony.org. There's several performances that you can purchase tickets for. Celebrate these young kids who are doing great work in their community by dedicating themselves 9 to 5, y'all, Monday through Friday for the entire summer to pull this production together for you. But I also got to say something that I got to experience over the weekend was amazing DJs. Now, I mean, my goodness, at, Summer of Soul, right there, Soul on the Water, we're on Pier 62. And I just got to say, first off, if you haven't been down to the waterfront, it's incredible. Make a journey down there. It is so family friendly, but it's truly looks like Metropolis. That's what it feels like to me, to where I was like, Superman, are you nearby? Because it's so dope and it looks so futuristic. And it's crazy because as someone who's been kind of right there in these community forums and helping to bring community voice a bit to the project, working directly with Friends of Waterfront Park, I really got to say it is a dream to see it all come through to fruition, right? We saw it in the plans, we saw it in the design, but I was just like blown away by that. And now to see it with the grand staircase and the amazing aquarium and that huge tank of marine life. I mean, y'all, it's just, I'm telling you, plus all of the different things that they have along the waterfront. You can also visit the waterfront for their upcoming grand opening of Waterfront Park on September 6th. Go ahead and look up the information for that so y'all could be there. But I got to experience amazing DJs. So while we were at the Soul on the Water, this amazing DJ, now she's been here on the show when I had a guest host. I'm gonna have to bring her back because DJ Exis, EXIS, is incredible with her blends, her sounds, the way she puts music together. I'm telling you, I mean, she's like one of a kind. And I just don't know where she gets the music she's finding or how she decides to blend certain music together. But I really appreciate her taking her craft seriously. And it is amazing to hear and to watch her just vibe out and do her thing. She's super chill with it. But when I'm listening, I'm blown away every time. So I'm just going to throw that out there that she's incredible. But we also got to hear some phenomenal sounds from some of my favorite DJs, man. DJ Sean Malik was in the building, DJ Graham, DJ Blast, y'all. We had an amazing time with these phenomenal DJs. And of course, I said it a little bit, but I also got to hear the tunes of DJ Vitamin D on Friday night. And when I just think about phenomenal DJs, of course, DJ Top Spin, okay, or Blindy Anna Jones always comes to mind as well. And what I what I really remembered, I was going to say reconciled. That's not the right word. What I really remembered when I was listening to all these DJs over the weekend was like, man, it's amazing to know all of these phenomenal DJs. And a huge shout out to DJ Guy, who was celebrating his 55th birthday on Saturday while we were down there at the water. They were celebrating him in another space. And we love you, DJ Guy. You're so amazing too. But I just really had a true reflection moment where I was like, I get to know all of these dope DJs, and they all have their own incredible craft and sound, and they're unique. So you know when you hear them on the ones and twos, you kind of know it's them. And I realized that for me, it's such a blessing. Like I was just like, wow, I am immersed in these events where I get to be with these incredible DJs and see them do their thing and get the crowd ready and rocking and prepared for the next performer, the next band, or the next headliner. But they know how to move a crowd, man. And so shout out to the DJs, man. The DJs who keep the party going in the interim. Or sometimes they are the headliners because they're like, look, I just need a DJ to come do their thing and keep us moving all night. Just shout out to y'all because you show up, you got your tables ready, your turntables, your speakers, y'all be having mics. Y'all come through with everything that we need to keep our parties alive and well. And while we're ending the month of August over the next couple of weeks,
I think your mic unplugged.
huh?
I think your mic unplugged.
It unplugged? Oh, there it is. It needed a little bit of push. Is it okay? Nope.
Nope, I can hear you.
Yeah? I'll start over.
Okay.
Let me just make sure it's not falling. Cause I gotta give my shout out to the DJ. Hey, Mr. DJ, you can get it out.
Man, they played that somewhere I was at last.
Did they? Johnny?
Johnny, I forget where I was at. I've been outside.
You been out. Look at you. I'll be outside with my let me say. Oh my God. See, this is why I need the magnetic clip because you know my outfits, man, they do too much and then. Okay, can you still hear me okay though? I got it. I think I got it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you just gonna start from the
Top?
Yeah, or you can just come in. Hey, welcome. Yeah. Hey, this is where we cut. We're not gonna do the intro again, but we're gonna do the intro again. All right, coming in 5, 4, 3.
Grand Rising, everyone. I'm Trae Holiday, of course, the host of The Day with Trae, and I'm so excited that you're joining me on this wonder-filled Wednesday. Really excited for my guest who's also in the building with me, Davida Ingram, one of our reparations leaders here, working with SARC. She's going to actually tell us what it stands for so I don't get it wrong. But I'm really excited that she's here to tell us about an amazing event that they have coming up tomorrow where I'll also be hosting. A phenomenal leader in this work, Garrison, will be joining us and sharing some amazing ways that we can keep reparations alive. So I'm so excited that she's here. But y'all know I'm always excited you're here too. This is the top of the show where you get to share this show with others who can benefit from our daily dose of dopeness. If you can't watch us, you can always listen. Anywhere you find your favorite podcast, just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. You'll find us there. Now, I've been talking a bit about my events over the weekend, and it's because we got to wrap up the Summer of Soul series that Africatown Community Land Trust puts on. And with Soul on the Water, it was truly a day that was filled with so much joy and specialty. And first off, the waterfront, okay? If you have not been down there, it is incredible. Truly looks like Metropolis to me. I'm like, where is Superman, okay? Because it's that dope, super futuristic with the amazing huge tank in the aquarium, the staircase that just goes all the way up to the street side. I mean, the amazing small little things that they have along the waterfront, like the swings and all these things that you can do along the waterfront now. I even enjoyed the scooter lanes, y'all, because yes, I got on me a little scooter yesterday or during the weekend, and I enjoyed myself so much. And so I'm gonna tell y'all, if you haven't been down there to the waterfront, you want to get down there because it is really for us. And September 6th, you can also join Friends of Waterfront Park at their grand opening of the waterfront. There's going to be so many phenomenal interactions and things happening all alongside the waterfront. So it's really a great time to get down there. If you haven't been, if you're like, what is this all about? Why did they close the viaduct? What's going on here? I'm telling y'all, take your family down to the waterfront. It looks incredible. But this weekend, okay, I've been talking a lot about it, but I just got to give a shout out to the DJs. First off, DJ Exis, that's EXIS. She is incredible. Now, I've gotten to hear her spin several times, and every time she impresses me with these blends that she does of the music. I don't know how she chooses the music, but every time I definitely want to have my phone out with that app so I could capture all the music. I'm like, Shazam this, Shazam that, because she has all this music I've never heard before, but then she pairs it with other music I haven't heard before, and together it sounds incredible. So I just think she is incredible as a DJ. Shout out to you for all of your great work. She came here as a guest on The Day with Trae when I had a guest host, so I'm gonna have to bring her back, y'all, because I want to geek out about her craft. I love watching her work. And then we also had DJ Sean Malik, DJ Graham, we had DJ Blast in the building. Oh my goodness, y'all. It was phenomenal. But what it reminded me of was that I get to know all of these incredible DJs, like DJ Topspin or Blendiana Jones, DJ Guy, and of course my brother, DJ Vitamin D, who I got to hear on Friday. So when I talk about these amazing DJs that do such great work, there's so many of them. DJ KD, I mean, y'all, I could go on, but it's just a great reminder for me that I have so many connections and community to get to know these DJs personally and understand their craft in such a unique way by not only being with them while I'm hosting events on stage, or maybe at times when I was organizing events, hiring them to be at our events, or now just being able to be in the crowd and listen to them. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you, shout out to the DJs who keep the crowds rocking. Of course, when we have the sun out here in the Pacific Northwest, we don't know what to do with ourselves, but we love to be outside, and DJs are always there to keep the party going. So shout out to all you DJs. I love y'all so much. Y'all are all incredible. And I get to give a special shout out to DJ Guy because he was celebrating his 55th birthday while we were out there at Soul on the Water on Pier 62. He was elsewhere with all of the loved ones around him, celebrating him. He is such a phenomenal guy. We love you, DJ Guy. Shout out to you. And I wish I could have been there, but of course you know where I was at. And I'm giving you all the love because you deserve it for sure. Well, up next, y'all, somebody else who deserves love because she's out here working hard for the people. We got Davida Ingram joining me. We're going to be learning about all things the Reparations Dream Lab is curing up for y'all at tomorrow's event. Y'all don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
When I had my first child, I didn't really understand the impact of my using until I gave birth to him.
I worked in weapons department in the Navy. That's a work hard, play hard kind of place. It very much became apparent that I had a substance use disorder.
Nobody asked me if I was okay. There was just medications that were thrown at me for so many years.
I had some dental work done, and pain pills were introduced. It flipped a switch that I didn't see or know or understand.
The first time I recovered, my dad was the person, the rock. When he died, I had a severe relapse. It was one of the darkest times in my life, because I had a taste of what recovery could feel like. A lot of shame came in.
And the grief about it was so huge that I would have to drink to deal with what it felt like to be in my body.
I had lost the military career. I didn't have a place to stay. I was out of work. Seemingly overnight, I became a vehicle resident.
And that continued to kind of escalate my use, is being afraid to ask for help.
I tried multiple times to show up and be a parent to those kids, but I couldn't do the minimum. In my mind, they were safer where they were than they were with me.
It does. It takes a village of support. It takes a village of resources.
Getting all the things that kind of made me whole again happened because of the stabilization.
There is no part of my sobriety that would be possible if it wouldn't have been with help from others.
Every one of those people believed in my ability to live differently.
Each one of those people along my journey has contributed to my success.
Don't count us out.
More people recover with support.
Learn how you can help someone's recovery at supportaddictionrecovery.com.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now, we got Davida in the building. What's up?
What's up, Trae?
How are you?
I'm so happy to be on your show.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Of course.
You do so much. Look, well, finally we got you here.
I'm very, very happy to be here.
Well, this is an important time. You know, we really need to understand a bit more about what's happening in the reparations movement. You've been closely connected to this effort for some time now. Tell us a bit about SARC, what it stands for, what y'all are doing.
Absolutely. So SARC, I'll start with our call letters. So there's a silent K. So we're SARC, we're the Seattle King County, that K is important. So Seattle King County African American Reparations Committee. And we started very similar to Converge in the aftermath of George Floyd. There were groups that sat down and said, how can we begin to do work on reparations? And I want to say that with humility, because when you think about reparations, whether it's Queen Audley Moore, who was doing work at the top of the 20th century around reparations, or just in Washington State or right here in Seattle, there have been people who've been working for decades. So when we talk about reparations, it's a 21st century topic whose time has come, but it's also years and years and years in the making. So being mindful of that. But that period of time in the 2020s, right after George Floyd, where people were really having a racial reckoning, got the body of work that SARC is doing started. And what I love about reparations in the area that we're in is that it's an ecosystem. So I like to think about Black people being leaderful. So there are groups like, traditional groups like the NAACP, advocates like WINA, groups like SARC that all came together to begin to do the work for us to get the first ever in Washington State reparations study, which will focus on economic opportunity, education, health, and mass incarceration. That was truly a full court press. If we didn't have the Legislative Black Caucus, if we didn't have leaders like Representative Chapalo Street, even Senators Bob Hasagawa for sure, and Senator Rebecca Saldana, we had a lot of different people who listened to the voice of Black community members who said, we have to move, and it's exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, this is such one of those topics that has so much, I think, convoluted because people don't really understand it all the way. And I think people are trying to figure it out. And so I'm so glad that y'all are offering opportunities for folks to really learn and that there's a part of the study that can understand how do we get community behind this effort? What kind of ways are y'all doing that? Because y'all have meetings like once or twice a month, right? I mean, so y'all are really trying to make this information accessible, right?
Yeah, I would. When I think about reparations work, and I'm going to answer your question in two parts, because in an ideal world, reparations would be federal, meaning our federal government would say, you know what, just considering the things that founded the United States of America were twin sins. It was genocide attempted against indigenous communities and tribes, and then also U.S. chattel slavery. So having just the emotional honesty, hiding in plain sight when we talk about racial relationships are what? Relationships. You cannot have a relationship when there's not good conscience. And you also can't have a healthy relationship if you can't do repair. So SARC kind of takes, I would say, the research part of reparations seriously, and also the public engagement component of reparations. When I started working with SARC, I had an emotional connection to reparations, meaning I have family that lives down south, and we've been in Palestine, Arkansas since the 1800s. And when I think about all the different opportunities that we haven't had, not just because of U.S. chattel slavery, but due to Black codes, Jim Crow, the Civil Rights era, the war on drugs, the Black Lives Matter era, and then whatever we're in right now, where we literally have the government telling the Smithsonian that they're going to take down the African American Museum exhibits that really get to the heart of the things that we need to understand. So spending time doing public engagement, for us, we started, the first time we did our campaign, World of Repair, was last year. And it was with the understanding that reparations is democratic. It's a civic issue. So mathematically, I think in Washington State, it's under 5% statewide. Even in Seattle and King County, we have gone from being 10% of the population to about 7% on a good day. And in order for us to move the agenda of reparations forward, we need not only Black people to have unity, but we need other people who are not Black, white people, Asian people, Latino people, people of all colors, complexions, and backgrounds to say this is actually something that we have a civic imagination for. We believe that we'll have brighter futures by rectifying the past, and then also understanding you can't have a healthy society, you can't have a healthy community when you have some of the things that have happened in the United States, and that the accountability of the government, businesses, and individuals to past harms pulls us forward in society.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a phenomenal understanding that, you know, y'all are taking such a great approach, kind of this profound approach to it, where you understand that there are also, I think, some specific characteristics that are here in the Pacific Northwest. So I really appreciate you sharing that perspective. Now, the World of Repair, okay, the Reparations Dream Lab. Tell us a bit more about what folks can expect at the event on Thursday.
Okay, I'm glad, and I brought you some flyers.
Yay.
So we have these cute little blue and yellow flyers. I'm going to talk about the yellow event, but Garrison Hayes is a really, really talented content creator. One of the things that I like about being part of SARC, we got started by labor leaders and faith leaders. So folks like Larry Gossett, Claude Burfect, Kevin Allen, Councilmember Kim Convan, Andra Kranzler. These were all people who kind of got together to begin SARC. I really would be remiss if I didn't lift up Reverend Linda Smith in Renton, because she had done some pretty phenomenal work with the Houston family to think about the work of reparations in the city of Renton specifically. But we decided that when we did this year's World of Repair, that we would spend some time thinking about intergenerational organizing. When we think about Black civic leadership, and I would say not just for the Pacific Northwest, but in general, Black elders from the Black civil rights generation, they honestly know the heart of America and have done their part for us to be able to live in a more free society. Considering that there's federal efforts to break the back of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, we have a responsibility for Gen Z, Gen Alpha, younger millennials. I'm from Gen X, so I'm right in between. So I'm observing just the work of how do you have intergenerational dialogue, and how do you do incredible storytelling? When you think about reparations work, it tends to be around how do you research the harms that have happened, particularly around the lineage of U.S. chattel slavery, but also the after effects of Black codes and Jim Crow. So how do you have someone who can distill and download the 20th century, in some cases the 19th century and prior to, and then how do you make it relevant to the moment right now? So when we were out yesterday, there was the waterfront event, there was Midtown, there was the backyard boogie, but we were talking to so many different people. When I talk to young people, sometimes the questions that I would ask them were, hey, do you use TikTok? Are you on social media? Now, I was surprised that every now and again there would be young people who said, no, I'm not really doing social media, I'm doing something else. But most young people are online, and that's how they're putting their finger on the pulse of larger society. And being able to work with someone like Garrison, who is incredibly talented, in my opinion, at taking right-wing talking points that tend to say, well, Black people are at the bottom of the rungs of society because there's something about Black people that's deficient or criminal. And I really fell in love with the video that Garrison did where he was looking at cherry-picked data about mass incarceration and kind of saying, hey, you got to really study the sleight of hands that are happening when conservative folks or people who have fixed ideas about who Black people are begin to talk about why we live with less safety, why our lives are shorter, why we don't have great schools, why do we don't have environmental protections. And those are the things that I appreciate about Garrison.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's bringing in a great understanding of how this kind of new age technology can help in the furthering of the reparations movement specifically here. So this is exciting because really I think that these are the areas that can be explored well when we think of how do we cement this and how do we make it sustainable and really ensure that the maximum functionality out of, you know, the funding that's going into this reparations study is felt, right, is executed upon. So thank you for sharing that. Of course, you have another event that's coming up. So you have another flyer. Tell us a little bit about that one too.
Sure. So the one thing that I want to say about World of Repair is that we're spending fall and summer having really important conversations with community about reparations. So if we do our part along with all the other reparations stakeholders, reparations will begin to become a popular issue. And when we did message testing around King County, one of the things that we were really excited about, and I want you to be excited about it too, is that out of all the counties in the United States, this is the only county where across different racial backgrounds, our community said that they believed that reparations could be real and that reparations could happen. That's the only county in all of the United States, King County, right here where we live. Now, kind of thinking about how do you make reparations viral? Again, inviting Garrison to come and speak, but also talking to philanthropy. So Garrison's event is August 21st. A couple days later on August 26th, we're having that same conversation. So with Garrison, we're saying, hey, we want to use storytelling. We know Black people are innovators when it comes to social media, but we also want to talk to philanthropists and people who really believe that they can do their part and share their wealth and treasure towards issues that matter. When we look at the racial wealth gap in Seattle and King County, Gene Balk from the Seattle Times had an article that came out that essentially said our racial wealth gap was worse than apartheid South Africa. It's, I think, about 20-1. Nationally, it's about 5-1. So there's something going on in our area that we have to kind of embrace the conversation of how can reparations help us look wisely at economic justice and begin to build a society where everybody can thrive. So that event is August 26th, and it'll be in person at the Pacific Medical Building in Beacon Hill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Y'all are doing great work, Davida.
Thank you. You're doing great work. Thank you for having us.
Well, I'm looking forward to being with you on Thursday. But of course, if folks are trying to stay connected with SARC, find ways to volunteer, join the meetings, stay plugged into the movement, look right there and let them know how they stay tapped in.
Fantastic. So if you would like to stay in touch with SARC, and again, SARC stands for Seattle King County African American Reparations Committee. Our website is SARC, S as in Seattle, A as in African American, RC, SARC, pnw.org is our website, and also find us online. We are SARC PNW on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Wow. Davida, thank you for your work and your effort in this movement. It is so needed and necessary. And I know there's lots of folks rooting y'all on. Glad you could come here and tell us a little bit more about what y'all are doing. Thank you so much.
Also, listen, thank you. And thank you for helping us host and being our moderator for August 21st. We wouldn't have anybody else.
Oh, I'm
I'm
so honored. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Y'all, this is what I'm talking about, bringing y'all some amazing information on the reparations movement happening right here in King County. I'll wrap it all up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Black caregivers, entrepreneurs, and elders, this one's for you. Queen Care is offering complimentary self-care services to those who give so much to their communities. Take a moment to restore, recharge, and be cared for with free wellness treatments at the Spa House by Queen Care. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Go to queencareproducts.com now to sign up or scan the QR code on your screen because you deserve the same care you give to others.
Listen up, Puget Sound.
This is a call to my fellow Black business owners.
It's your girl, Dasa Gordon.
It's your boy, Eric Calligraphy, and I know times are tough out here.
Especially for our restaurants, dude. I already know you're feeling the weight.
But let me be clear. We're not going to stand by and watch our community struggle.
Here at Back to Basics and Converge Media, we know Black businesses are the heartbeat of our community.
We bring the culture, the flavor, and the soul. And we need you to keep on thriving.
We need you. So that's why we're opening our platforms to you. Whether it's telling your story, shining a light on your challenges, grabbing resources for you to know about. Dude, we even want to help bring more customers through your doors.
Man, we got you. Are you a restaurant owner trying to keep your lights on? A new business fighting to make your mark? Whatever your story, we want to hear it and help.
In order to make that happen, we need for you to head on over to whereweconverge.com/support Black business and let us know what's happening. Let Back to Basics and Converge Media amplify your voice and help drive traffic to your business.
Man, don't wait. Converge Media is here to uplift Black business in the Puget Sound. So man, make sure you visit whereweconverge.com/support Black business and let's rise together.
Welcome back, y'all, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Thanks for watching today. Huge shout out to my guest, Davida Ingram, for being in the building, leading the movement here with an entire team with SARC around reparations. So necessary in our community and in the globe, okay? But specifically, there's something special about United States and where we live. And I'm so proud to hear that King County is the only county in the country that said across these racial lines, everyone understands the need for us to have reparations here. So huge shout out to SARC and the work they're doing. Make sure y'all tap into SARC. Be there at the event on tomorrow. I'll be there, y'all. I'll be right there with y'all, trying to help guide this conversation and really talk to Garrison about the ways that we can continue this movement with a phenomenal wave of social media. So I'm so excited that she was here to join me. Y'all know I'll be back with y'all tomorrow. Until then, at 11 a.m. Peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.